are, but really we both know it's not the case. That's very nice of you to sell it like that. Hey, Lon, I have a question for you. Seeing as this isn't your first year, can you tip a little bit? What did you do in the past years? And also seeing as you sound very experienced, how much fun have you had doing food events like this, especially now that Denver's food scene is starting to pop off with you and one of the guys at the helm?
Yeah, it's really exciting to see Denver growing right now. It's definitely one of the hottest food scenes in the country right now. And I think just the caliber of diner is increasing as well. So people are looking for something a little bit different. So, for example, all 4 years, we've baked all of our own fresh buns. So I've done this now with Cholon, Cho 77, Concourse, and now this is our 4th year doing it with our 4th and newest restaurant, LaRue. So, you got to go the extra mile, right? Like grind your own meat. We're using 7X Wagyu beef, which is a amazing, Colorado-based Wagyu beef purveyor that's growing, Japanese-style Wagyu beef here in Colorado. So, you get that rich, nice flavor. You have your certain blend of brisket to chuck, bake your own buns, make all of your own different sauces, and step up the game. Because if you buy pre-made buns or you buy like a frozen burger patty, that's not exciting, right? Like I think the quality of diner in Denver and the people that are attending such a well, respected event, you've got to bring your A game and really step up. So, it's Monday now, and we're already baking our buns and getting ready for the event on Thursday. So
it is Tuesday. Please don't.
Today's Tuesday. That's right. We're already in full production mode, getting everything ready for an event that's not even for a couple of days yet. So, step up, make everything from scratch, and get ready to bring it.
Question for you. Who's the New England Patriots? We have SportsCenter on the TVs here in the studio. Who is the New England Patriots of like a burger battle? Like who do you think's going to bring the hammer? Is it like Justin Brunson who does his own meat and has that fried burger over at Royal Rooster? Or like who's the guy that you're like, shit, I know he's going to bring the A game?
Well, I haven't actually seen the roster of the 20 restaurants that are even competing this year, but you just mentioned Justin Brunson, and he's definitely one of the main meat guys. So anything that guy touches usually comes out great, and he puts a lot of time and effort into what he does. So I would imagine he's going to be a front runner for sure.
I was just name dropping because I saw him on the internet today. What's it called? And Ryan, so I'll defer back to you. We have 20 contestants this year, and they're all from here in Denver?
They are. So we have 10 returning customers that have battled it before, like Chef said, similar, that kind of mainstay staples that we like to do. And then we have 10 from new competing restaurants. We like to try and keep it as hyper-local as possible. So most of these restaurants have 1, 2 locations. A few are spread out in Colorado, but we aren't looking to bring in McDonald's anytime soon. We want to make sure all these restaurants are playoff contenders, as a football reference for you. So they're awesome burgers, super local, super Denver. It's just going to be an awesome array, too, of different restaurants because you have everything from just your plain, simple burger to some that have pulled pork on it, some that have chili rellenos on it. It's a wide variety of stuff you're going to try out there.
So last year, and I think we actually had Chef Adam Vare from Hearth and Dram on. He won, I think, the People's Choice last year. He won the.
They did. They won with a pastrami burger. So they did some pastrami, fresh cut, aged pastrami on their burger. Won the People's Choice.
All right, so there's that train of thought as well, and I'll defer back to Chef Lon on this one. We had a gentleman come on the podcast this past week, the barbecue snob, and we kind of asked him about that Instagram flair of like a burger that kind of overdoes it, or like the Bloody Marys that have sliders and things in it. Is there something to be said about less is more, more is less? Does that make sense? Like, does a pastrami burger with like fucking half a chicken head and maybe like an onion ring on top, does that ring a bell so it'll score better? Or what do you think in that instance?
I think, there's something to be said about keeping it simple. But a lot of times, just executing a perfect burger isn't good enough when you have 20 other burgers to try. So I think adding a little flair, or like you said, like having some sort of a theme, whether it's pastrami or, do like a fun breakfast burger that has like a fried egg on top or something like that. Like, I think adding a little flair and a little zing and giving people something than just the ordinary burger will probably win the judges' vote. But then, maybe just a perfectly executed burger is what everyone's going to enjoy the most. And that might win like the People's Choice Award too. So, I guess that's kind of what you're going for. I always like to kind of bring something a little interesting and do something a little outside of the, outside of the ordinary and make it a little more unique. So people are like, oh, wow, I remember that burger. So, people remember it next year. Like, hey, remember those guys were here and they did this and they added this cool flavor on that, or there was this cool theme to their burger. So I think have fun with it. I mean, if you want to make a perfect burger and just keep it simple, go ahead and do that. But I think it's also fun to get a little creative, and especially with a venue like this, like bring something a little different, something a little memorable.
There you go. I like it. So like there's the Ron Swanson method, just like meat and bread. If you want to add ketchup or mustard, it's on that table. But, I like what you're thinking. Let's put a little Lon into it, bring a little creativity, a little your flair, and then a little of the restaurant. Let's say you win it. Would you just make it LaRue a burger spot, or are you taking a burger from the menu that you're bringing to the table?
We're actually, so this is a burger that we have currently on our lunch menu.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's a new restaurant. We're trying to get ourselves out, make sure everyone knows and appreciates what we're doing at LaRue, and get some fresh new people to come through the door. So this is a great way to meet a couple of thousand people that maybe haven't been to your restaurant before. So put out something awesome and say, hey, you know what, guys, if you come right now, this is a burger that we're serving currently on the menu. So, I think with the new restaurant and wanting to promote it, and you have a great venue here of, a lot of people that may or may have not have ever even been to your restaurants before, this is a great way to kind of network and get some fresh people walking through the door.
You've already sold me on it, and I'm actually just down the street. I've always just snuck next door, but I'm already going to have to come try this place out. So you got one person, and this hasn't even aired yet, so that's pretty good. You got that going for you.
And that's one of the things we like to do, and the purpose of this is not only the spirit of competition, but to expose people to some of the great restaurants and drive them to those brick and mortars. And hey, man, I had your awesome burger here. Let's go to the brick and mortar and have it for lunch. So that's definitely a goal of ours. And we appreciate all the restaurants coming out and doing this, because we hope they see a correlation. And we know that winners have seen quite a big influx of people wanting to check it out, and we hope to kind of continue that. So just wanted to throw that out and thank all the restaurants too for being a part of this awesome competition.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Ryan, and this is a perfect Stoned Appetit question. Did you get to go around and try 40 burgers in Denver and be like, all right, let's eat, let's pick these 20 guys or something like that? Because it is, like Lon was saying, it's an honor to be able to serve your dish for thousands of people. Like, how did we get these 20? Because I feel like I mentioned Justin, he won't be competing, but I was just thinking off the top of my head. But it's a year-long process for us for sure. I mean, I'm a big guy. I can eat a lot of burgers, but there's only so much we can take. So we actually have kind of a group of scouts that we like to call that, kind of an inside network we've built of people just, hey, I heard about this awesome new restaurant opening up. Let's go try the burgers. So we kind of send some people out, get the feel for it, get a feel of kind of new and exciting places like LaRue that's opened up and have some buzz that we know are high quality burgers, and we give it a shot. We try every one of the burgers that you'll see at the battle and make sure that they're up for it, and then we invite them. And there's people we turn down. There's a waiting list. There's all that. So we try and provide a good variety of a cross section of different restaurants, new and old, and make sure that the patrons have an awesome array of burgers to try. And we're always looking for new places. So anybody who has anything, shoot us an email. Let us know, because we're always up for trying new and exciting burgers in Denver. I like it. So I want to give Ryan, while I got you for a second, I was just sitting here thinking, my friend just said he bought tickets. By the way, for those listening, I believe the vacancy 15 code still is working, but we still have tickets available for those that are listening to this Wednesday and want to join us on Thursday.
Yes, sir. Go to denverburgerbattle.com so you can see all the different tickets. You can see the contenders. We got tickets available. Obviously, it's a hot ticket. They are running low, but we still have some available. Come on out. Come try the burgers for yourself, and come say hi to all of us. I know you guys will be there, and give you guys some advice on which ones they like too.
We're definitely all ears. I don't know if y'all know this, but so Chris, I know I've probably taken over a little too much talking here, but I don't know shit about food. So I'm out here. I'm the greenhorn out here. I'm excited to be there. It's more my take. Chris is our food connoisseur, so I'll let him dive into the nitty gritties of meats and things of that nature. But y'all aren't out of the woods yet. So we wanted to pitch and talk a little bit about the burger battle. But while we have y'all, both of y'all live here in Colorado, work in Colorado. We have a lot of regular questions we like to ask our guests, and we're going to start with y'all. Kind of pick y'all's brains where y'all like to stop around town that's not burger related. No burger talk for the next 5 minutes.
No, we don't want to be biased here. We're impartial.
All right, Chris. So lead them off. Give us some of the Denver Dives questions of the week.
Well, I mean, I guess with it being summertime right now, and I know you guys work incredibly hard, but if you happen to have that afternoon off, where are we going for happy hour? I guess, Chef Lon, you can answer that one first, and we'll go to Ryan.
For happy hour. Man, I tell you right now, I think Safta is probably one of my favorite restaurants right now.
Yeah.
It's in Rhino. They're serving some Middle Eastern food, and they're just doing an amazing job right now. I think the chef moved here from New Orleans. Super talented guy, and they're out of the park right now. I also did go into Avanti too. I live around the corner, and we actually have a spot up on the second floor, Baracho Tacos in Avanti, and that's a fun spot to go to and hang out too, and hang on the rooftop patio.
Yeah, you definitely want to find at least a patio or a pool. Ryan, let's pretend like you're here for a day off, no burgers. What's your happy hour?
Well, it's funny. You took the words right out of my mouth. We're actually based here in Rhino as well. So I got some buddies over at Safta, and they have an awesome hummus and fresh pita, and it's awesome. So I'd highly recommend that. And then we do beer festivals, man. So any of the breweries down there, Ratio, our mutual friend, all those guys are buddies of ours. We love going down and just walking Rhino, man. It's blowing up with all sorts of fun stuff. So I enjoy getting off and just driving down to that neighborhood and having some good beer and some fresh food. It's awesome.
That's not a bad place to call home. Rhino is probably the neighborhood we frequent the most. You mentioned our mutual friend. I think that's Chris's go-to brewery. And that's usually our next question after the happy hour. We stay kind of booze themed before we go food themed. But all right, Lon, what's your brewery of choice?
What's funny is I was just up in Crested Butte this last weekend for their wine and food event.
Oh, nice.
On the drive up, we stopped in South Park and actually went to South Park Brewing.
There you go.
Those guys are some of the best beers I've ever had. I think we tried 4 different beers, and every one of them was just out of control. I don't know how much press and PR those guys are getting out there, but they're doing something really special out there in South Park.
So we'll tag them when we post, or this has already been posted on the Instagram. We tagged South Park Brewing on Instagram, so go check them out. So that's in Fairplay, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's halfway between Crested Butte and Denver. So it's a good stopping point to get a bite to eat and try some awesome beers.
I know that area slightly well. There's a couple of rambunctious folks at the local bar that just get rowdy. We had a friend that lived up there, and you're on the backside of Breckenridge. So for our mountain friends, you can go try out that brewery. I like it. I don't think we've had that one called, and that's a good call. And we get to find a new pub.
Yeah.
All right. So we've done happy hours. We've done brew dogs. So y'all caught us right here in the middle of rent week. I know that that's why that vacancy 15 code is going to be so crucial for those that are going to the burger battle Thursday. But we like to do rent week questions, and that means, let's say we're trying to fly under the radar. Under $20, what's the best meal you can get in Denver?
Ooh, I would say Vin Song Bakery and get a Vietnamese sandwich for under $10.
The banh mi over there?
Get the banh mi they have. Yeah, I like the combo one. I think it's number 1. They do a combo that's like shaved meats and some pulled pork on there, and it's out of control. I think it's like $7 or $8, and it's probably one of the best Vietnamese sandwiches in town right now.
Give us the crawl streets real quick.
It's right next to the Pacific Ocean. It's Alameda and just south of Federal.
Nice. I like that South Federal area.
Yeah.
Ryan, let's say it's rent week, and Rhino's got a couple cheap spots, but where's your go-to cheap spots?
We're doing events and we're up at all hours, and it's a go-to that's been a long time, and I'm out on Tennyson out there, and there's a Fat Sully's there that does a slice and a beer for me, and I keep it simple. I moved out here from Manhattan about 2 years ago, so a good slice and a cold beer after any time, an event, that does it for me, and Sully's is right there. They've been awesome to me. So any recommendations on other pizza, I'm always looking for a pizza slice that's coming out of here from New York. So.